Hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. We got some news today. Before I jump into this recap of day 6 training camp, we got some good news today. There was news today, but we got some good news today. The New York Giants signed veteran guard, Van Roten. I need him to say his name, that way I know for sure. But the New York Giants picked up free agent guard Van Roten. Again, we know his name because we've been pursuing him for a week now, or the news dropped that we were pursuing Van Roten, and we finally got the deal done. This is a big signing for us because guess what? We know that Van Roten played with the Raiders last season. He played next to Illuminor, that's check number 2, and he also played under Carmen Priscillo. So both there's a relationship between him and the tackle and also a relationship between him and the coach. They know each other. These guys know each other. They have a certain idea of what he can bring to the table. Also with this signing, you're kind of looking at the offensive line like, okay, what's the next step? We have Van Roten here, Van Roten. Listen, sorry, I'm going to butcher his name until I really know exactly how to pronounce it. Van Roten. I'll say Van Roten because Roten just sounds crazy. I'm going to say Van Roten now. Where does he play? Where does he fit in? Did we sign him as a depth piece guy, or did we sign him as a guy that's going to play on the right side next to Illuminor? And what does that mean for Jon Runyan? Well, we got a little bit of an answer today in practice when we saw that even though Roten was there, he got familiar with the team, he was not in pads, he did not actually practice. We saw him do a couple stretches and stuff like that, but we noticed that in some portions of the practice, Jon Runyan was getting left guard snaps. They switched him and Aaron Stinney, and he was getting some left guard snaps. So that tells me that they're open to putting Runyan back at left guard and putting Roten, whatever, on the right side next to Illuminor. Also, what I take from this is maybe this Evan Neal injury it will linger more than we expect it to be. Again, I'm the kind of person that says however long it takes for Evan Neal to heal, let him heal. If you have to put him on the IR, put him on the IR. Get him off of his foot. I like the way this offensive line is shaping up right now. And also, we don't know exactly what's going on with John Michael Schmitz, and that's why I'll segue into the next portion because I do follow a format, or try to follow a format with these recaps. So first, we got the signing for Van Roten. Also, Aaron Robinson waived. Unfortunate situation. Like Tyrod Taylor, a guy that's often injured, and his career, in my opinion, is cut short because of those injuries. Just couldn't get healthy. Bad luck for that guy. Best of luck for the future for Aaron Robinson. So just talk about some of the injuries. So one of the biggest things is Brian Burns back at practice. We had the ankle issue yesterday. Brian Burns back in practice, full go, making plays, no concern. Lawrence Cager, hamstring, figured out what it was. Don't exactly know what's going on with that. He did not practice today. John Michael Schmitz did not practice today with the shoulder. Dex was back after the illness, and guess what? Yesterday, it was a little bit up and down for both sides of the ball. Today, with Dexter Lawrence in pads finally, all of a sudden the defense has a big day. I'll talk about that a little bit later as well. Jay-Sean Corbin has an undisclosed injury. And then Neal out with the foot. We don't know what's going on with that. And if I missed anybody, please let me know in the comment section down below. When Brian Dable was at the podium, he also said that he didn't take Runyan playing left guard off of the table. He did not deny it. And again, we saw him practice later in practice that he was getting some left guard snaps. So with that being said, let's talk about some of these practice notes. And again, I'm going to say this. It was a good day for the defense. And instead of me starting off with saying the offense was horrible today, which the offense was kind of horrible today, I will decide to say that the defense was fantastic today. Big day for the defense. A lot of pressures, a lot of sacks, a lot of pass breakups, and they were coming from everywhere. Everybody was getting involved. And just to go down these notes, I'm going to say one of the highlights of the day, not highlights of the day, but one thing that a lot of people are talking about, this is Giant Sports Media, is Drew Phillips. Drew Phillips had his second good performance in pads in practice today. So two days in a row, he's been making plays. There was a play where he broke up a nice pass towards the sideline. I believe that was against Darius Slayton. I'll throw the clips up. Also, another person that's having a strong training camp and also a strong 2 days in the pads is Nick McLoud. Now, Nick McLoud was working a little bit of the slot. Today they had him a little bit on the outside as a boundary, and he was making plays. They had a couple deflections today as well. Now, I put out the camp battles video about a month and a half ago, and I said one of the biggest battles of camp is who's going to be CB2, and we said it's going to be Flott, it's going to be Nick McLoud, or at least I said that it's going to be Flott or it's going to be Nick McLoud, and I lean more towards Nick McLoud. And I said because for me, when I watch Nick McLoud and when I think about Nick McLoud, he has made, in my opinion, and from what I remember, more eye-opening plays than Flott. And we're seeing in practice now that McLoud is making plays the last 2 days in practice, and also again throughout training camp so far. Not to say that Flott had a nice breakup today as well. I believe that was on Malik Neighbors. He had a nice pass breakup on Malik Neighbors today. But again, the defense was getting after it today. Good pressure, making the quarterback step up, move around, quick throws, had a couple of tip passes and stuff like that. I'll get into more details, but overall, the defense had a fantastic day today. Let me jump into my notes. Before I do that, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. If you are a New York Giants fan, the way that I'm a New York Giants fan, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button and share it if you feel like doing so. So let me see what I have next. Okay, with Nick McLoud, again, getting some praise from the spectators at the practice. I'm seeing this via Twitter and also sports media. A lot of guys are getting higher on Nick McLoud. I believe he had 2 would-be interceptions, just couldn't quite hold on to the ball. I had a video clip of him breaking up a deep pass. I believe that was to Hyatt. So Nick McLoud is making plays and making a name for himself, which a lot of us already know what Nick McLoud could bring to the table. Brian Burns almost got an interception today. He did drop back in coverage into the flat. They got good pressure. I believe it should have been a sack. Actually, Daniel Jones was sacked twice on that play. Might have been a blown assignment by Daniel Bellinger out of the halfback. I'm not out of the halfback, but out of the fullback position. Looks like he missed his blocking assignment, but you have Kayvon Thibodeau coming unblocked to Daniel Jones, and also there was a middle linebacker blitz. Looked like the A gap, could have been a B gap. Can't tell from the camera angle, but he also got there as well. After that, to add insult to injury, Jordan Riley gets pressure from the D-line spot at D-tackle, gets his hands up, and also tips that ball. Brian Burns almost got the interception, should have got the interception, but just overall, good plays by the defense today. Again, I don't want to kill the offense, but I'm just going to big up the defense with this situation. As far as Malik Neighbors go, it was in and out of practice. Not in and out of practice, but they seemed like they kept him on a little bit of a snap count today. And I don't blame him. I don't blame him for doing that, because we've seen all of these highlights. Neighbors making these fantastic catches and also falling on the floor. Falling on the ground almost with every catch, picking himself up. He's proven that he's doing what he needs to do. He's making these plays. If you want to put him on the snap count to make sure that he stays healthy, I understand that. Hopefully it's not anything else. I didn't see anything, any reports of him being injured or anything like that. Another guy that has made plays the last 2 days in pads is Javarius Owens. And I've soured a little bit on Javarius Owens. I've said that in previous videos. I don't know if he can make this team. But guess what? As long as Tyler Nubin is on the sideline and not healthy, and you're giving all these opportunities to guys like Dane Belton, Javarius Owens, all these other safeties that are out there making plays, Pinnock as well, it makes it hard to just throw Tyler Nubin in there once he's healthy. But he has to get healthy because, again, coming out of college, his skill set is a lot higher than these guys were in college. So hopefully he can get healthy. And again, I did speak about John Runyon taking some snaps at left guard, Stinney at the right guard. So, my main takeaway of this practice is Again, I don't want to bash the offense, but Brian Dable was visibly upset in certain portions of the practice when it was team during the team drills. I believe that was quoted by Pat Leonard. I'll throw the comments up. I'll throw the tweet up as well. So the defense caused a headache today, caused a ruckus. Brian Dable was upset with the performance of the offense, and again, rightfully so. I believe the ending numbers for Daniel Jones, he was 6 of 11 on today in team activities, team drills. And again, defense was getting pressure. No coincidence with Dexter Lawrence back on the field. A lot of guys coming together. Pads are on. The trenches are really the trenches now. But with that also being said, there were a lot of misses where there were opportunities to get guys the ball, and the ball just didn't get there. And that's whether it was Daniel Jones, Tommy DeVito, Drew Lock. It was poor performances for the quarterbacks today altogether. I believe Drew Lock had 2 interceptions on the day, some in one-on-ones, one in the team drills. So yeah, the offense struggled today. I won't say the offensive line struggled today because there still was some decent pockets here and there, but just ultimately, the chemistry between the quarterbacks and the wide receivers was a little bit off today, but also good plays, good pass breakups by the defense, and that's what you like to hear, especially when these guys have been getting beat up for the past couple of practices, when it's been highlight after highlight with Hyatt, Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson, Isaiah Hodgins, and stuff like that. We saw the defense step up today, and that's fantastic news for me because going into the practice this morning, I was in the space, and a lot of people had question marks about the defense and how we just getting scored on, and are the cornerbacks horrible. And today, these guys stepped up, made plays, and probably should have had about 4 to 5 interceptions on the day, if we're being honest, because we know at least three interceptions were dropped. But that's going to be my recap of the day. Of the practice. I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.